And we are live, ladies and gentlemen, and ladies. We got a really cool show for you today. I think it's a cool show. So get back and get ready because it's going to be a fun one. All right. So let's see who's in the chat. We got Robert. What's up, Robert? C6. What's up, man? Yeah, you were on time. Yeah, so it's a little bit of a earlier time slot today because 32 Icon had some things to do later on, but I definitely still wanted her on the show. What's going on? Good deal. Jay the Shooter, Robert, Jamie, Arian, Sanchez, Cavazos. I'm just going to call you Jamie, bro. That's pretty long. Rusted Root. What's up, man? Yeah, so how many of you guys already watch 32 Icons videos? I really enjoy them. I really enjoy them quite a bit. What's up, Paul? How you doing, buddy? Well, you got to be fashionably late. You just can't pop in there with nobody watching. So, you want to make sure we have some people in the chat first. It's going to be a fun one. You never know how it's going to go. You never know how it's going to go. Robert says, still waiting on those taggets. Taggets? Is that like targets? Nick Zapata, what's up, man? I'm so frugal. I'm so frugal. That's nice. 32 is going to be on in just a sec. Uh-oh. She's having technical difficulties. Email. It's always sometimes interesting to get these people in. Let's see. All right, so let's go here. All right. So, how are you guys doing this fine Sunday? Let's see. If you hear a bunch of little kids screaming, my daughter's having a play date, so there's like 7 or 8 little kids running around the house right now. I put the quiet cone out, and I tried to fill them up full of ice cream and put some movies on for them, but that's a stopgap measure. So they'll probably be going nuts any minute, knocking on the door. Oh, Navy vet. That's a glass of whiskey. Oh, man. That's what I'm talking about. That sounds pretty good. So I had sent this link to her to join on Instagram, and sometimes it doesn't work. All right. Let's try this. I'm going to send it to her on her Gmail. There we go. All right. Robert says, targets. I suffered from finger lag. I know, man. What targets? Did I miss something? Did I forget? I probably forgot. Rusted Root, cranberry and vodka. You know what I started drinking the other day is in Texas, it's a very popular drink, Crown Royal. That's the drink out here. Everyone drinks. And so what I do is I do Crown and pineapple juice. And it's dangerous because half and half, you can't taste any of the Crown. And it'll sneak up on you real quick. So if you've never tried Crown and pineapple juice, strongly recommend it. Yeah, I do like her opening little monologue too. Because people, they see you on YouTube and they expect like you're some kind of gun expert. I'm not the gun expert. I'm like the last person you would call a gun expert. Rusted Root, Sunday Fun Day, absolutely. What shooting range do you go to? I go to Thunder Gun Range recently. I go to Spring Guns, though I go to both their location if I want to shoot indoors. And then I go to Trinity Armory if I want to shoot outdoors at distance. Trinity Armory is about 30 minutes from the house. Thunder's about 10 minutes, but I still like Trinity a little bit better. Oh, C6, you're so smart. Yeah, very observant. Oh, my targets. Yeah, I'm putting the finishing touches on that video today and tomorrow, and it should post. But the last 3 videos I posted the weekend all got demonetized. So I don't know what to do. I mean, I would love to keep doing these videos, but it's a lot of work, man. These videos are a ton of work to do. Robert Vick says he's never heard of 32 Icon. Well, you know what, sir? You're about to hear about her today. She's one of my favorites. Yeah, Navy vet, 100%. If you're a Guntuber and you have 1,000 subs, they automatically assume you know everything you're talking about. I am learning, so I'll probably learn some stuff today. But I think, let's see, Athena Gun Club. I've never been to Athena Gun Club, but I've heard it's pretty good. I think Tools and Targets might have unsubbed me from his channel. Maybe. No, he didn't. I don't think so. I don't think so. The software I used to go live is StreamYard. So StreamYard is very good. All right, guys. So we're all here to be introduced to 32 Icon. I ran across her channel randomly one day. And anytime you see a Guntuber, I always assume that they're full of it. So I watched like 2 of her videos and I was blown away. I'm like, this girl knows what she's talking about. And I'm really glad to have her on the stream today. Let's get her in here. And here we go. Welcome to the live stream.
Oh man, thank you. I appreciate it. I feel like my camera am I tilted?
No, you're perfect.
I'm good?
Yeah, good. 100%.
I hope my hope my internet doesn't drop. I am looking at you and I am looking at the comments on my laptop because I can't read it on the screen. So
okay, well, I'll try and stick some of these comments on the stream.
All right, yeah, no
there
problem.
She is. You know, there's a few people that are subscribed to my channel that watch yours also, so there'll be a little bit of an overlap.
Oh, no problem. Thank you for inviting me.
Oh man, I tell you, thank you for coming on. I know the time was a little rambunctious, but I have a girls' party going on in the house too. I have like 7 little girls running around playing dress up. So if they come like a hurricane through here during the live stream, just get ready.
I come in like a wrecking ball.
Oh, we're gonna get to your singing in a little bit. Trust me. That's on. So you've been doing this YouTube thing for like 4 years now, right?
Yeah, I think so. 3.5. October will be 4 years. So yeah, 4 years, I guess. Well, 3.5 technically.
Nice. And so I was telling everyone I ran across your content, and I'm kind of suspicious every time I see a new like Guntuber. I'm like, oh man, is she full of it? Whatever. Especially, I'm not trying to. We'll get into it later about female Guntubers because that was in one of your videos too. But and then you just blew me away. Like this girl knows what she's talking about. Like I was like, wow. So let's go all the way back to your intro video. So I took it all the way back and I'm like, let's see what she's all about. And I thought that was hilarious. And then your first review video on your EDC bag. I mean, I added a spork to my outfit now too. I have a spork in there with my stuff. I was like, that's a really good idea. So automatically first video in, I learned something.
Yeah, you know what? I was grasping at straws too because I had some gear, but not a lot. So I'm like, what can I do to be useful with the products and accessories that I have? And I was like, okay, well, I have this range bag. This range bag works for me. It's actually that EDC bag, I believe, was 3V Gear. I still have that bag. I love that bag. I love that company. And it just went from one video to the next. And I'm gonna tell you a funny story. I did a flashlight video. It was my first flashlight video. I was comparing 2 flashlights. It probably was like maybe my 7th video on the channel. And I did the most work for that video. I went out here, I did like the comparison that night, and I was so excited about that flashlight video. And my niece was like, Olivia, don't nobody care about flashlights. Nobody wants to see the video.
You'd be surprised.
No one watched the video. Like no one watched it. And it was
Yeah.
like, I prepped so hard for that video. I'm like, how dare they not appreciate my time that I put in? And it just didn't take off.
Yeah, that's humbling. That's humbling. Oh, Finesse is in the chat with the $5 super chat. Thank you so much, Finesse. I appreciate you watching. Please subscribe to 32 Icon. So I used to do car show videos, and I would put like 10, 11 hours into these. You know, I'd go to the show, I'd show my car, I'd take video of everyone else's car, and I put so much work into it. I get like 200 views in a week. I'm like, this is horrible. What am I doing? I spent 10 hours syncing the music, getting the angles just right. And I was like, this is a joke. And then my wife, one day, I was at Academy. She's like, she's, what are you doing at Academy? I'm waiting in line to get some ammo. She goes, why don't you make one of your dumb videos? And I did. And I got like 1,000 views in like an hour. I'm like, what?
Yeah, you just never know what appeals to people, but you've been growing, you've been popping. You know, your little ammo runs, people are like on it. They want to see what you're up to.
I really dig those. And people hate on them. I get a lot of hate mail, but I love doing
it. For ammo videos?
Oh, I could go on there with a puppy and someone's going to downvote it.
Oh, okay. So let me tell you.
How it is.
What people don't understand is that whether you thumbs up the video or thumbs it down, it still helps the algorithm. So
maybe I should just be like an ultra jerk on there and be like, hey, you schmoes.
Well, it's funny because I have 2 people that I know for certain that don't like me. I have an idea of who they are, but I will post a 10-minute video. And as soon as I hit go, 2 people immediately thumbs it down. 100%. And I'm like, that's nothing but hate, but thank you for, percolating this through the algorithm. So it doesn't, listen, you could come on live and give the cure for cancer. Say, hey,
right. 100%. 100%.
And they would thumbs it down. It's just some people, just for whatever reason, they said statistically, you can walk into a room and not say a word. You can walk into a room with 10 people, not say a word. One person will automatically not like you.
I get that a lot.
Yeah, statistically, 1 out of 10 people, no matter what you do, will not like you, regardless. So it makes sense. Hey,
yeah, I have a few of those too. As soon as I post something, there's no way they could even watch it. Get downvotes.
Immediately. So you must have, you definitely pissed someone off.
Well, my thing too is what I get is, it's because of people like you. There's no ammo out there. I'm like, well, okay. Yeah, they're like, oh, you're a reseller. I'm like, why don't you watch some of my videos? I give away more ammo than I buy almost. I'm like, yeah, I kill them with kindness. I'm like, thank you so much for watching. Oh, I didn't watch it. I go, thank you so much for commenting. I really appreciate it. And they really get upset.
Yep. Percolate that algorithm, right?
Hey, kill them with kindness. I learned that from my mama. So your first video, you said you played golf. You had oddball hobbies, golf, motorcycles, and God, where to start? What kind of motorcycles?
My first motorcycle was a Gixxer 600. And it was like the white royal blue, the color of my little logo, and black. And I bought it because I went down to South Carolina for like bike week or something like that. And all my cousins had motorcycles. I was the only one who didn't have a motorcycle. So I was like, man, I'm not coming back down here without a bike. So anyway, I bought it when I moved back up to New York. And it's so funny because I was in New York for like 4 years. I worked in New York. And the people I was riding with, it was like, Liv, make sure when you're not riding, because the house that I lived in, I would just park it right behind my car. So it would just be out in the street. Guy comes up to me, he was cool with me. He had a Gixxer 1000. He was like, Liv, do not park your bike on the side of the road. I'm like, well, I live in a nice neighborhood. There's nothing to happen to. He's like, you'll wake up and it'll be gone. So I was like, okay, whatever. So I will pull it in the back, and then during the summer, I will put it in the garage. I moved to Connecticut. It's up here for a while, I have it in the garage. Everything is great. Within the first year, I went somewhere for a week, left it out here, just thinking that people will mind their business, right? Not steal. Man, I came back, I'm like, did I put my bike in the garage? Like, no, remember you said you didn't feel like it, you were just gonna leave it? Completely came and stole my bike. So then after that, I waited a couple of years and I ended up getting another Suzuki. I got a M50 Boulevard. And I had that for like, I don't know,
What's
like a
that?
year.
Who makes that one?
It's Suzuki, but it's like a half cruiser, half sport bike.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
yeah, it's really laid back. I think I put a picture. Maybe I put a picture on my community channel. But anyway, I loved it, and but I didn't ride it as much. I kept it in my friend's garage, and I ended up selling it. And that on that. I never bought another one. I said I'll buy one when I hopefully if I ever buy a house, which I'm debating because I feel like with homes, you know how people say, oh, I own a home, I own a home. I don't really own it yet.
The thing with having an apartment or renting is you can always walk away. It's like not being married. It's like, bye, see you later. But when you own a house and something breaks, like, damn, I got 2 light bulbs upstairs I got to change right now. My son is like, can I get a light in my closet? No, I'm busy. I'm such a lame-o.
I get it. I mean, there's pros and cons to everything, right? And I just feel like
It is cool to have a house, though. It is cool to come home and kind of be like, this is my spot.
Yeah.
But you got to really pick a good one, though. You don't want to, get in the wrong
You're
spot.
stuck there. You're stuck there for like 25, 30 years. But if that's what you want, then that's great. That's you're gonna be there for an extended period of time. I'm 50-50. I'm 50-50. I have to start making a move soon, but I gotta figure my life out.
So I don't know if you noticed, I have my driver back here instead of my rifle today. So how are you? How did you get into golf? Because I suck.
I should have brought my clubs up here. But basically what happened was when I lived in New York, my supervisor was a big golfer. And one of my best guy friends, he's a golfer. So I called myself golf. I didn't know. He taught me how to golf, and I was horrible. He was like, no, this is what you do. This is golf etiquette. So we would play every day. Well, not every day, every weekend when I would have off.
Oh, so he taught you like honest golf.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Like he didn't play.
The rule books and everything.
What's the golf course in Jersey? Balthazar? Anyway,
yeah.
You guys may know, but it's a big time golf course. And he was a caddy there. He doesn't play. He golfed in college, and he was like, "Liv, if you're gonna pick this up, you got to be serious." So I picked it up, and then once I started, like I got good, and then I wanted the bike. So in the summer, I couldn't do both. It was either I rode or I played golf. And since riding my motorcycle was new, golf kind of went to the wayside. And then I moved back to Connecticut. And as I was getting my master's, I I had a little golf stint at the local golf course. And they asked me to come out and help. And I golfed every day during the summer. And I shot probably mid 80s every day.
Wow.
Every day. Yeah. So, and then I stopped. So when I posted that golf video where I was swinging inside, what was it, Golf Now or Golf Smith, wherever I was rusty because I haven't swung a club in years. But I guess, it's like shooting. If you don't continue practicing, that skill erodes over time. So.
Yeah, I started about 4 or 5 years ago, and I picked it up, and I was playing quite a bit. Through my work, they force you to go play because I do sales for like a logistics. That whole industry, these dudes just play golf like crazy, 4 or 5 times a month minimum. And when COVID hit, I stopped playing, and then I picked up the clubs the first time last Wednesday. You ever seen someone take a divot with the driver on the first hole? Yeah, embarrassing. And I'm playing with people that are like, they shoot mid 80s, 90s all the time. And I'm here. I'm not breaking 100 today for sure. It was bad.
Poor thing.
I bought all the drinks, and I know pace of play. I pick up my ball and I go. So
okay.
It's who you play with,
Yeah.
It's who you play with. I played horrible golf and had the best time of my life.
Oh wow!
And
as long as you keep it moving, you're fine.
On the 7th hole, there was a guy with the AR-15, and as a charity, he there's a little tube at the end of it. You put the ball, and then you shoot a blank, and it shoots at 375 yards on a par 5, and you immediately get a birdie on that hole if you donate. So you donate $100. Your foursome can all shoot the rifle, which is bananas. So much fun. I got to shoot a gun playing golf.
Oh my
And then you
God.
skip that hole and automatically get a birdie. I'm like, that's the best score of the hole I got all day. Great.
Oh my gosh. I've never done that before. That sounds like a lot of fun.
Oh, I'll send you a video. I'll post a
I've
video
never
on
heard of that
Instagram.
before.
Oh yeah, because it's fun. I mean, it ruins the ball though.
I'm sure.
I don't shoot expensive stuff anyway. Nice. And so you said you have a quirky mentality. So let's go to your singing video real quick, where you were lip syncing.
So
That
real
was
quick,
hilarious.
real quick
Love
about that, right? When I'm doing videos, like I do have a quirky. You know what? I'm kind of like Kanye West in a way, right? You know, Kanye, he doesn't like people, but he likes people. I'm kind of like that. Like I don't like people, but I like people. So it's like
I could see that.
no, because honestly, because people are cool. Like people are cool, but people are also very invasive. They don't respect your space. They can be rude. And so I kind of do my own thing. But I was making those videos and I felt good. Like when I was making the video, I just felt good and I was singing. And let me tell you what some guy said to me. Some guy goes into my comments and he goes, I came here for the gun video. I didn't come to hear you sing.
I've gotten some of those. Yeah.
But you know what's fascinating to me? I sit here and I go to stores all the time, right? And I don't go up to the manager, I don't go up to the supervisor and complain about the price of the items. I just decide if I'm going to purchase it or if I'm going to leave the store. I don't make a big stink about it. If I don't like it, I won't come back. If I tolerate it, then hey, I'm tolerating it for now and I'll continue to come back. It just really boggles my mind how people can come on my channel and say and just feel like they could say what they want. And then when I respond, they're like, well, don't take it personal. Why are you getting in your feelings? I was fine over here. I'm not in my feelings, but I'm going to respond to what you just said that was disrespectful on my platform when you have the option of moving to another platform for your entertainment purposes. It just boggles my mind, the boldness in people.
Yeah.
I don't understand it. I'm like, wow, I would never go on someone's channel and say, you know, I don't like this or I don't like that or disrespect them not because I have a channel. I didn't do it even before I had a channel. If I comment, then I comment, but I'm always trying to be respectful because
everybody wants to be a keyboard commando. And it's the generation that we're living in where you don't have to face someone face to face. I guarantee you he wouldn't say that to your face.
Yeah, you know, there are a lot of keyboard warriors that won't say it to my face. You know what I'm saying?
Thank God Google hides a lot of my comments because, you know, when they hide those inappropriate comments.
Oh, yeah.
I should do a video just reading those out loud because they are horrible. Like I stop for donuts sometimes before, you know, I go get ammo. I think it's funny. If people don't like it, whatever. And I drive my car and people are like, we don't give two craps about your car. We don't care about your fat third chin eating donuts, blah, blah, blah. Where's the ammo? I'm like, dang. And I clean that up. It's horrible. I think it's funny.
The audacity.
Right. Yeah.
That's it. It's the audacity for me. It's the audacity for me. It's the lack of respect for me. I just wouldn't. That's not how I was brought up. If you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. Yeah, I can go in at the kitchen table and talk smack about whoever I'm talking smack about, but I would never go on their platform and regurgitate that information. It's just disrespectful. It's unbecoming. Right.
Yeah. All right, let's look at some of the chats here. We have T-Bones Tech, my buddy from Dallas. Yeah, well, if you want to play golf with me, it'd be you better hope it's not cart path only because it's gonna be a long day. You ever see me struggle up a sand dune? It's not cool.
Cart path only.
Kelvin says I like the 2A flag. Yeah, I got this in Tennessee. It's all steel. Man, I love it. Love it. I'm trying to get them to donate one to my meet this coming weekend. Maybe. Let's see. We got Reeves Custom Holster. Reeves, your video is dropping later today. All right. Very. Yeah, so I see that you have a lot of pretty diehard regulars in your subscriber base, and I dig it. I love seeing them comment. But let's talk a little bit about your basketball history. So you played college basketball or high school basketball?
Let me know if I'm going in and out. But I played high school and college. A little something, something, nothing crazy.
Is that how you? So did you get like a scholarship to go to college?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
you're that good. So you're that good.
I was okay.
All right. All right. So you should if you ever do like a meet and greet with your subs, you should do like a 3-point contest, see if anybody can hang.
Listen, I can't play anymore. So anybody who's trying to play against me, you win by default.
See, she's setting up the over and under right now. Oh, I'm so rusty. I haven't played in forever. Wait till she gets you. She's gonna
I'm
get you.
telling you, I'm so out of shape. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I played a lot of sports in school. My favorite position was left bench, right next to the Gatorade. I was a pro at that one. Pro. So on your EDC bag, you said your first was that your first gun, the M&P Compact? Was that your first carry gun?
It was the M&P 9 1.0. Was the full size.
See how she knows? I love that. I love that. A lot of people
I
are
was
like,
gonna sell that gun too. Some
no
guy
way.
well, not sell it. I was gonna trade it. I wanted the FN9 and the FNS9.
Yeah.
And
That's
the guy was like, I want your M&P. And I was this close, and I was like, if I trade this is the foundation of my love for the 2A. And I opted out. I was like, nah, I can't. I just can't. And I kept it's still in there.
Never sell. I have a shotgun. I have a Mossberg 500 that's so beat up that I've shot 1,000 times, and it's trash. I will never sell. It's my first gun I ever bought. I can't do it. So what do you carry now? What's your carry gun now?
My carry gun is the M&P 2.0 compact with the I have the Hobbies 508T on it, and I have the TLR 7A. And
Wow.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I love it.
I carry just some XD mod too, but I'm thinking about getting the Max 9 to try out for a little bit. I don't know. I keep trying to reach out to Ruger, hook me up, but it's not happening.
Do you reach out to companies? Because I have. Like, some of them responded and some of them just left me on hold.
I have sent out 200 emails easily. Instagram, email. I look them up on LinkedIn. Who's your VP? Who's your marketing director? And I've gotten 3 replies. So, the worst is just other Guntubers. It's amazing to me that how antisocial some of these guys are. And, if I was, say I had 200,000 subs, my goal would be to bring up more channels, because the more channels you have, the more people who get into shooting. And I don't think that's their mentality. I don't know them personally, but I've reached out to every single one of them. And Hootie Who responded, which was cool. And he's about the only one. Oh, and the firearms guy.
Yeah.
He was cool. Like,
I watched that.
We chatted for a while after he got off the live, and man, he learned quite a bit about the industry. A lot.
I'm gonna tell you a little secret about the firearms guy.
Uh-oh. It's not gonna be a secret now.
No, I watch him all the time, right? He was one of the biggest YouTubers I used to watch before I had my channel. And he said at the end, he goes, some. I always appreciate the thumbs up, and some, and then he ends his video. So when I was first starting out my channel, I didn't know how to end my video. So I said, thank you guys for watching, blah, 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 blah. I always appreciate the thumbs up. I felt like an idiot because I literally copied what he said. And I thought about it. I did it like 3 videos. I was like, I can't do that. I was like, but it wasn't so much that I was copying him because I didn't know what to say. It was just like, I watched him all the time. It was like emulating him. And then I realized that is his platform. That's what he does. And I had to be creative with my own, but it was almost like I was just emulating him because I respect his channel so much. But yeah, if you go back to those early videos, like the first few videos, I was like, I always
Oh,
appreciate the thumbs up.
man. So let me tell you, I watch a lot of like tech reviewers. So one of my favorite is Flossie Carter. I'm all about Flossie Carter. And I'm finishing a video on the Mantis 10X X10, the at-home trainer. And when I was opening up doing the review, I was like, it comes in a nice black box, and I could hear Flossie Carter in my head going, "Everyone knows how much I like that, giggity." And I had to like stop trying to, because he's probably one of my favorite YouTubers. Him, and then I watch a lot of camera and gear review YouTubers, but it's hard not to try and pick things up. But I'm sure he wasn't the first one to do it too. I'm not the first one. My outro is "till next time." And the first 5 videos, I misspelled "till," T-I-L-L. And my wife comes in, she goes, "You know you're misspelling that, right?" No, she goes, "It's one L, stupid." I'm like, oh. Yeah, Rusted Roots. Imitation is the best form of flattery. That's true.
I get it. I didn't know any better. But what I knew was that I liked him and I liked how he ended his video. And I said, okay, build around that. And
I like how he starts his videos. "Hey there, friends."
His voice, no, seriously, he needs to be like a voiceover for a cartoon or something.
He sounds like Macho Man Randy Savage.
Yeah. How do you?
Yeah. Let me tell you, brother. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's what it was. It was the oh yeah.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. So you did another video about your quirky behaviors at like restaurants, and this is my pet peeve. You said that you have to ask a lot of questions at restaurants about when you order your food. That drives me nuts. Like when my wife does it, I'm like, look, we've eaten here 30 times. You know what's on the menu. Can you just order? What does this have? This? Just order your food, please. Just can we go? Come on, let's go. Man,
so
that drives me nuts. And
your wife and I would be besties, but you would hate me. And let me tell you, all of my friends, like my friends, when I go out, my friends, my colleagues, they hate it when I order. They hate it because I need to know, how do you, like, if you're the waitress, I want to know, well, what do you think about this dish? But then I can't just take your opinion for it, because I have to also ask you a follow-up question like, do you happen to like cheese? If you say no, you don't like cheese, and I can't take your opinion because who doesn't like cheese? So things like that. And then I would have to get into the details of what it is. Because listen, I feel like if I'm paying for this meal, then I want to make sure that I knock out every little quorum that could go wrong, and then I really enjoy the meal. And so, and I feel like if I'm going to put on the extra calories, it better be delicious. It has to be delicious.
So if we ever meet at a show and go out for drinks and eat, I'm going to go to the bathroom, and then while you do your order, and then I'll come back, and then I'll order one that, because I'm sure that'll be like a 5-minute conversation. That drives me bananas.
I'm not lying to you. I already know. I'm telling you, I'm the worst one. I don't mean to be, but I have a pretty outgoing personality, so I'll try to make sure that the waitress is comfortable before I start firing off questions.
Yeah, but I don't know. That drives me crazy. There's this funny comedian that has a whole skit on his wife ordering, and they go to McDonald's, and he's like, they've had the same food for 30 years. She goes, "Oh, do they have whole wheat buns?" It's the same menu, And so your niece, you got into shooting, and then she did that essay, and I thought that was fascinating because in Texas, it's so common here to shoot. If you say, "Oh, I'm going to go shoot this weekend," everyone's like, "Yeah, so what?" But up in Connecticut, how is that perceived? I mean, is it because when I was in California, I'm from Los Angeles, I couldn't tell anybody I shot guns, or I would be blacklisted. Like they would freak out. So I had to actually hide the fact that I shot guns. I couldn't tell anybody.
I don't know if anybody's watching from Connecticut, but it's outside of the 2A community, it's a little taboo because you also have to remember Sandy Hook happened up here too.
Oh, yeah.
So there's a lot of that. But you got to be careful who you speak with. And not because they're going to do something to you. It's just, it is kind of taboo. But if you're within your 2A community, then everything is great. You just
I
don't know. You just don't know. That's the thing. You're having a conversation, and as soon as you mention firearms, especially like moms, they're like, they get all scared. I'm like, dude, I'm, I'm not gonna hurt
right.
you. You
So
know.
let me tell you, I worked at this warehouse years ago, and I just started shooting. And I told one of my coworkers, "Oh, I just went to the range a couple weeks ago for the first time with shotguns, this and that." She's like, "Oh, that's nice." I'm like, "Well, that didn't go well." A couple weeks go by. It's Friday. I got it. My friends are waiting for me. I got to get all my stuff done. I'm trying to leave at 4 o'clock, and I'm just quiet all day, just doing this. They call me into HR,
Mm.
and they said, "Well, we have a couple complaints. And people are worried about you." Why? I'm trying to get out of here. It's almost 4 o'clock. Then I go, "Oh, bald white guy, very quiet at work on a Friday. They think I'm gonna shoot the place up." I'm like, "What?" I'm just trying to get out of here because happy hour. I don't want to miss happy hour. I'm trying
Right.
to go. I said I go home and shower and get ready to go. But they called me into HR, and I'm like, "Wow!" I just that I couldn't believe it. That blew me away.
That's kind of scary though, right?
Right? And this was before. This is like 20 years ago. Like a long time ago. And I
Yeah.
love your Kool-Aid story, by the way.
Say it again.
I loved your Kool-Aid story, how they never let you make Kool-Aid at your house because you didn't put enough sugar in it.
Oh yeah, I didn't put enough sugar. Yeah.
I used to get in a lot of trouble because I would steal the Kool-Aid packs, and then I don't know if they did it on the East Coast, but we used to take pickles and put in the Kool-Aid pouch and eat the pickle. It's weird.
Oh really?
Yeah, that was like a thing. Like all the kids would do it.
Okay.
People think it's gross, but it actually tastes delicious.
I love pickles too, by the way.
Dip it in a Kool-Aid pack.
I may try that. It sounds absolutely gross though.
Oh, it's delicious. It's delicious. Let's see. Doug Gregg. Oh, the famous Doug Greggs. I'm shooting it tomorrow. This is from Greg Performance Shooting. I took some training with him for the first time. So I've been shooting a long time. And I took my first real class last weekend. Me and my wife went for a 4-hour hands-on class. And my groups went from, big to, well, they still suck, but they suck less now. And I thought it was and so I'm a big proponent of getting training. And me and Tools and Targets, he was talking about you could watch a video and get all the training you need from a video and just go practice what you watch in a video. And I say you need to go to somebody that knows what they're doing at least once or twice in person and get training. How do you feel about it?
So I'm gonna be honest with you. I learned how to shoot on YouTube.
Oh, you're killing me.
But you know what? I ended up going to a class to not perfect, but to get better, to see what I was learning was actually accurate. But I follow good YouTubers. So I wasn't just following Joe Schmo. I was following good YouTubers who seemed to know what they were talking about. And I did a lot of research because I'm big on research. And I learned on YouTube. But you know who else learned on YouTube? T-Rex Arms.
Oh, I love that channel.
He said he learned how to shoot on YouTube. Now, I ended up going to like a couple of classes, and the first class I went to was a pistol class. And when I got there, I was so far advanced than everyone else because I was dry firing, I was going to the range, I was practicing the drills that I learned on YouTube. I was doing everything I was supposed to do. So I get there and I'm like, and the instructor told me, he was like, have you thought about taking an advanced class? I was like, well, this is my first official class. And he was like, yeah, I think I would suggest you take an advanced class. So the next class I took was years later with Tatiana Whitlock. And then I took another, oh no, I'm lying. I took another class. It was like a simulation class with a couple of officers. Oh, and by the way, I didn't know this. I was taking a simulation class up in Salem, Connecticut. And there was a police officer in the class. And he was really nice. And I was confused because I was still new. And so I said, we broke the ice, hey, we talked. And I said, hey, I apologize if I'm ignorant. I was like, I'm just wondering, why are you taking this class? You're an officer. And he said, excuse me, there's a misconception that officers are very well trained.
They're not.
He said you probably take more classes than everyone on our staff. I was like, are you kidding me? He said our he didn't say precinct. I think he said his department wasn't even paying for the course. He had to come out of pocket to pay. He said I have to keep up with my training because I'm a state trooper or something he was saying. And I was just, I literally was blown. This is coming from an officer. So then I wanted to see if he was lying. I go to my friend who's an officer here, and I said, hey, how much training do you get? He was like, well, we don't get any training. He was like, once a year. I said,
that test, do you know what that test is? You could wear a blindfold and pass that test. It's not that hard.
I heard it was, and this is a good friend of mine. He was like, look, we don't get training. He was like, I can ask my captain for, or his chief for, a couple of classes. He was like, and then I have to be justified in order for them to pay for it. I was blown. I was blown. I couldn't believe it. But anyway, I ended up doing that class. And then I took a rifles class. And then I took the Tatiana Whitlock class. So I've only taken 4 classes. And 4 classes since I had my license. And that was in 2016. So 4 classes in 5 years.
Yeah, I think anybody could learn the basics of shooting online. That's what I did. I would just go, but I was wasting my time. I never thought about the trigger wall and, actually perfecting my grip. So you can get okay, but to get better, you got to take a class. I feel you have to take a class. Yeah. So tools, I guess, is a little right. But
well, if you're serious about it, you should be taking classes at least once a year. And I know it's expensive. That's why I say once a year at least. But there are some people who go every 3 months or so. When I took that Tatiana Whitlock class, there were a couple of guys that have taken all her classes. Anytime she does a class in Connecticut, they've taken it or they've traveled to other states. I mean, that's loyalty. I couldn't do that. But my point is
I can't afford that.
Yeah, I can afford it. But my point is they take their training seriously. And I think you should if you're going to be carrying and it's just fun.
I think it's like this. It's like golf. If you take one lesson every 6 months, you're still going to suck at golf. If you take lessons every week for 3 months and you learn what to practice correctly, then it's okay. So I plan on taking training. I want to take 2 classes a month for the next probably 3 months if I could swing it and just practicing, dry firing. I know. Yeah, but see, I have a really good instructor down here and he does really good group classes and it's not prohibitively expensive. A lot of the classes I looked at and eventually first, they were $1,000, but you got to bring 400 rounds. It's a whole weekend. I don't have that kind of time. I don't have that much money. So I could spend a couple $100, spend 4 or 5 hours in range. And for me, that's fantastic. I can swing that all day.
But the thing, okay, so here's my thing when it comes to classes. I know instructors like to hear themselves speak, but I'm the type of person that I have to go through it. Almost like when I'm playing basketball. You can tell me what to do, but let me go through the drill so I can fill it out and I can see it. I don't want to hear you talk forever.
Yeah.
Not when I'm paying my money to get repetition in, repetition. I'm trying to get repetition in. I'm not trying to hear you go over and over and over. And I know, and now okay, so I'm an NRA certified, instructor for basic pistol safety. And what I notice is that you have to say what you have to say, right? You have to get the information out. But I'm looking at them and they're just like, okay, come on, Liv, we're trying to shoot. Because you want to shoot so that if it's wrong, you can be corrected in the moment so that when you go home, you know what you did wrong. If the instructors spend most of their time speaking and I don't get to shoot as much, then I feel like it's a waste of money. So some instructors, they do a little extra on the talking. I need to be shooting.
I wanted to shoot right away. So when Doug did his class, he went through the safety brief, pretty extensive safety brief, and then we got to shoot right away. Then we videotaped that. We went over to the monitor. We checked it out. What we were doing wrong, and he slowed it down. And you could actually see some how your follow-up shot, sometimes you would lose your grip on it, and it's not consistent. And then we got to shoot. We shot a lot. So it was a fun class. A lot of talking, but we were talking and shooting at the same time. So I didn't mind that at all. As long as we can shoot, I just want to have a good time. I don't want to lose a bunch of ammo in my bag.
Yeah, I will say that with the Tatiana Whitlock class, she let us shoot. Like we shot, so I enjoyed it.
Yeah, so Doug in the chat says same misconceptions with those in the military as far as knowing how to shoot guns. Same with the cops. And Jocko Willink had a really good podcast with Joe Rogan, and he was talking about, hey, when his SEAL team would go out, they would train for 6 months, deploy for 3 months, then kind of come back and decompress for another 3 months. And if you look at police officers today, they go out every single day. They the same BS every night. They don't get
Mhm.
paid squat, and then
Mhm.
there's no decompress, and their training is dog junk. Like their training sucks. After the academy, that's it. They
Yeah.
should get like a week off every month. They should get paid a little bit better, but they should get some. These are people we rely on to 911. Come help me. I want them to be trained better than the SEALs, and I want them to be ultra trained. I don't want some. I'm a little bit husky. I have tactical girth. Okay, I don't want my cop to come over and barely fit into his jacket with his buttons screaming for dear life. I want him to be semi fit and not mistake their taser for a pistol. They need training, like better training.
I just couldn't believe it. Like after the what do you call it? The academy, and then they just kind of hang
You're on
out.
your own.
Because if you think about it, what other profession? I'm sure there are others, but what other profession with such responsibility do you not have ongoing professional development?
100%.
Teachers do it, attorneys go to classes, doctors do it. Why don't law enforcement do it? And I'm not saying it's the officer's fault. It's the department. Like, why are y'all not training? That's ridiculous to me. But listen, I don't know. I'm not a law enforcement
Well, if you look
officer.
at New York, their budget is astronomical, and they can invest in training, which doesn't focus. I don't understand. But the problem you have with the cities, the morale is trash. I know a couple detectives and some sheriffs here. They're trying to go to the small towns where they're appreciated. The only thing left in these big cities now are the crap cops that can't go out. They don't have the resume to go to a better town or go to a better area. So now you kind of have the bottom of the barrel,
Mm-hmm.
and then that's not going to help anything.
But see, here's my thing with that. I think every profession have bottom of the barrel, right? But there are certain professions that just can't afford to have bottom of the barrel, right?
Airline pilot?
Like I was just about to say that.
Yes. I do not want my pilot going, how heavy is this plane again? No. Every time I see a real young pilot, I freak out. I'm like, dude, this guy
like,
is
right. Did you put in your time? Because I don't know. Or like, what is it? The train engineer, conductor, or whatever. Like, I need you to put in some time. I need you to have some experience.
like a young doctor.
You to be the bottom of the barrel.
Like my dentist is cool as heck, but he is young. And I'm like, man, and he's in there drilling around. I'm like, please, Jesus. Don't, like, how long you been doing this? About 6 months? Oh, God.
Oh,
Dang. Is your dad working in the back? Can he come help me out? But
right. Yeah, for some professions, we just can't afford that.
I know it. Right. Let's see. Dry firing. I think dry firing is good. So you mentioned the Rex Arms channel, and it was funny. The very first video I watched is when he had that Japanese guy come over from Japan. It's never shot a real gun. All he did was awesome. Airsoft and dry fire drills his whole life. He's never touched a real gun. And within 2 hours, he was smoking everyone at that range with his transitions. It just, dang, he was
ridiculous. And they were
blew me away.
They were wearing the same outfit too. They both have the plaid shirt.
Little shirt. You gotta have a very tight plaid shirt, I guess, to be on that channel.
Yeah, they have on the same shirt. But yeah, I watched that channel, and I remember him saying that because he was saying that people were making excuses that he has all this money, he could just afford to take classes, and he was like, that's not true. I literally learned on YouTube. He was like, I've gotten here, I taught myself. I don't know if it's all true. I don't know if he's lying or not, but he said it. He was like, I taught myself how to shoot. He was like, I just got in, I found things that you're supposed to do. I did it over and over again. I did it right, and then I corrected myself, and he just taught himself. So when people say, "Oh, what's so funny?" I hear when people say, "Oh, you learned it on YouTube." Listen, I've done so much stuff from watching videos on YouTube. Like I'm late to YouTube. YouTube has been around for years. I
Right.
just started using YouTube, and I think I had to fix something one time. Like I had to fix something in the house or change a tire or something. And I was like, how do I do that? And it's just like, go to YouTube. I'm like, YouTube. It's like they have how-to videos on YouTube. And ever since then, I became like, that's been my go-to. So you can learn a lot on YouTube. Of course,
I
you
never,
get the filtered
I
out.
never read the instructions. I
Oh
buy a
no.
phone, I buy something. That's how I got on Flossie Carter because I was like, oh, look at this Note phone, Note 4. He's been doing review since day one. And I just, oh yeah. Why read all this stuff when you can spend 10 minutes and someone can just run you through it? I'm like, great,
Right.
let's do it.
Simple.
That's how
Simple.
I installed my ceiling fan. That's how I picked a mic for the whatever live stream and just YouTube. I love it. But shooting, I think you got to have someone there when you're not just starting to kind of just like, okay, hold it a little bit better because I can't see that. I can't see what I'm doing wrong.
Yeah, yeah. Well, a lot of it too, like when I do the when I'm doing my shooting videos and I'm actually recording myself, like I can see what I'm doing wrong almost for the most part. I can kind of fix it. And just recently I adjusted my grip and I've been able to shoot more centered. So you can figure it out. You just have to be committed to it, right? Just like anything else.
Yeah. Mm. But I'm glad I took training. So Adam says he's new to the community and realized there's folks that own guns that don't shoot them ever. Yes, I have seen people buy guns and put them in their drawer and never practice.
Oh my,
That
oh
drives
my.
me up the wall.
Oh, okay. Adam's saying that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't, I mean, I don't, I think people feel like they need it for protection, but they forget that they actually have to practice using it for protection. And they
100%.
just forget. They just forget.
Or ask, have you ever cleaned it? No, that's why I bought a Glock. How many times you shot it? I don't know, like 10 times. I go, you should probably clean it. Oh,
Oh, okay.
no,
Yeah.
man. I put a Q-tip down the barrel. I hope it wasn't loaded, you dummy. Can you? I've actually went over and got people's guns and cleaned it for them because I was worried. I'm like, look, you can't shoot this 20 times and not clean it. Why not? It's a
Yeah.
Glock. It'll last forever. I'm like, well, whatever. So let's talk about channel sponsors. So I saw you got Pew Pew Tactical was your first one. And your video, when you're opening that box, you were just blown away that they sent you something. That's really cool.
You know who hooked that up for me?
Are you allowed to say?
I think I said it before. Yeah.
No.
Uh, Johnny B. He
Who's
hooked that up for me. Johnny B. He used to be 122nd Ideas, and you can Google him. Well, not Google him. You can find him on YouTube. But he reached out to me. I think at the time I had about 8,000 subscribers, and he reached out. And he was like, "Hey, I've been following you. I like your channel. I just want to help you out." And he had way more subscribers than I had, so it wasn't like he was doing it for any clout or anything. He was well on his way. And
right?
he's like, I just want to, I just kind of want to help you out. So I was like, oh, okay, great. And he hooked me up with them. He also hooked me up with TacPack. He got my relationship with TacPack going. And what was it? Is it Hidden? Wait,
Hidden
is it,
hybrid holsters.
I want to say it's Hidden. Yeah, Hidden Hybrid Holsters. He they wanted to do something else, and so I was thinking about it, but I don't know. But anyway, he got them to send me a holster. So yeah, Drama Llama, go! Yeah, Johnny is crazy. But anyway, he
I
hooked
have
those
to
up for
find
me.
you. That's how
Huh?
it should be. Like, could you imagine if Colion Noir or some of these big guys actually took a day and picked like their 5 struggling YouTubers and actually not give them free stuff, but just like, hey man, maybe you guys could watch their channel a little bit too.
I think, you know what I've noticed, and it could just be me. I've noticed that the big guys hang with the big guys.
Yeah. And that's
Like
what
that's what like. I don't know if that's 100. Let me just clarify. I don't know that to be 100% truth. It's just my perception, but perception is not always reality. It could be my perception, but the reality is they do hang with other guys that don't have big channels. But I see that they group together, and so I don't know why that is. Maybe they just have more in common. Maybe they came up the ranks with one another. I'm not sure, but I don't I don't really see a lot of big YouTubers, kind of reaching back down. But that's why I mentioned Johnny, because like I said, I think I had like 8,000 at the time, and Johnny was well on his way.
that's
I mean,
cool.
he
That's
reached back
really
out to
cool.
me. It's like, hey, I like your channel. By the way, let me throw you a bone or two. And I was like, oh, like out of the blue, I'm like, you didn't have to do that, but thank you. And then of course, um, Better came along, Optics Planet came along, and then Olight came along. So
Oh man, that's awesome. That's a pretty good repertoire right there. See, my whole philosophy with starting the channel is I want to get as many new shooters out there shooting as possible. And I
mhm.
actually want to eventually, if I was big enough, I'd want to start my like take a new shooter day, and I would want to sponsor gun ranges eventually to take new shooters, because that's how you change people to get more votes for
Mhm.
2A.
Mhm.
Whatever side you're on, you take a new person shooting, that'll convert them. Because most people, when you put that first gun in their hand, they smile. They're having the best time of their life, and
Yeah.
you take the mystery out of it, you take the fear out of it, and the more people you take shooting, the more votes you have, and the more your 2A rights are protected. That's my bugaboo. 2A rights. That's it. 2A rights. That's my line in the sand. As long as you don't touch that, I don't care what you do. You could
Yeah,
get
I think you're,
whatever.
but I think you're right. I think it's introducing people to the fun side of a firearm, right? Because most people don't do their research. They watch movies and they see that bad guys use suppressors or silencers. And
Yeah.
so now they're like, oh, these are bad, veto those, or, they'll see something like, oh, the AR-15 is scary. But meanwhile, the Mini 14, shoots the same caliber, but it just looks more like a hunting rifle. So it's just ignorance, really. That's really what it boils down to, is ignorance. So
Yeah, and that goes on both sides. Like when I was in California, the coolest gun you could buy is a Mini 14 or a Mini
yeah.
30 with a removable magazine. And I
Mm-hmm.
had all these guys out there when ARs were first available with the pin mags where you had to open it up and then load from the top. And I'm over
Yeah.
there just changing mags. I'm like, it's the same function, guys. Just
Mm-hmm.
yours looks a little cooler, but it's the same stuff. You guys are wasting your time. So a Mini 30 or a Mini 14 is way better.
Yeah.
That was my
That's what it is, though.
yeah. And you also had a video that you'd done about when you go into a gun shop and you talk to a female behind the counter, how disappointed you were with their knowledge of guns. And I saw that, but I was like, that goes on both sides of the street. I've met a lot of guys behind the counter that knew less than me, and I don't know anything about guns. I'm still learning,
Mm-hmm.
and I've met a ton of guys that work at like Bass Pro Academy. No offense to anybody that works at Academy, but I know a lot of people that don't know anything about guns that are selling guns, but it's just not
Well,
gross. It's just not gross.
well, the thing is with that video, I had a couple of people who did not like that I said that. And they were like, oh, you think you're becoming big time now, so you can talk down on other women. And that's not what I was doing at all. There are several, and I didn't think that I had to say it. It's almost like stating the obvious, right? 1 + 1 is 2. Everybody knows 1 + 1 is 2. I don't need to say 1 + 1 is 2. The only
Right.
I didn't need to say that there are men behind the counter that don't know what they're talking about. I thought that was a given, that people know that there are some men who don't know what they're speaking about. I was particularly talking about women who sign up to be a pretty face and get the job because that's their responsibility, is to be a pretty face. But when a informed customer comes and asking a follow-up question, or someone who's ignorant meaning not like they're stupid, but ignorant meaning they don't know. So they're asking a question to gain more information about a firearm, and you have no idea what you're talking about. It's irresponsible working at a gun store. That's what I was trying to say.
Right.
And some people thought that I was like full of myself. I'm like, I'm not full of myself. I'm just saying that I want us women to be more educated about what we're discussing, especially if we're talking about firearms, because women go to women.
100%. Right? And you made the analogy of when you used to sell cars. Oh, by the way, she used to sell cars, folks. She's very good at it. We're actually looking for a new vehicle now. And we went yesterday, and this guy came up and tried to tell me nonsense about a car I've already looked up online. I know all the features. I know all the models. I know all the things that go wrong with it. And he's like, yeah, it has 4 tires too. Bro, you don't tell me. I already know everything about this vehicle. And he was just spouting nonsense. I go, what motor comes in it? And he's just babbling. I'm like, you don't know what you're talking about. You go sit over there. Give me your card. You go sit over there. If I need you, I'll go get you.
Yeah.
But don't follow me around the lot either.
Yeah.
But that was a good analogy, because people that buy guns, they usually research the heck out of it. Unless you're tools and targets, you just buy whatever's in the store.
Right. No, you do your research. And sometimes, people are just, they come in the store and they just want confirmation that this $500-$600 that they're about to slap down is worth it. And so you don't have to sell at all. They're already sold. You just need to convince them, if you're into sales, you just need to convince them to spend the money. So, again, when there are just some women behind the counter and they don't really know what they're talking about, it's just irresponsible. But it's also just as irresponsible as the men who are behind the counter and don't know what they're discussing. But that's obvious because most salesmen are men. Like, we know that. So that's all I was saying. But yeah, I got a little pushback on that video.
But it's true. There was, whatever. They can go somewhere. But I know a lot of people that see, like you said, like a pretty face, and they, it's marketing, it sells, but there's got to be something behind it.
But here's the deal. I'm not even necessarily mad at that gun store, right? I'm not even mad at the female saleswoman, or the saleswoman, I should say. I'm not even mad at her. I just want her to take the position seriously when discussing firearms. Now, if it's like you're selling book bags or you're selling sneakers, it's okay, like, what to do? But when you're selling firearms and people are coming in there using it for their protection, they could have hired you to be a pretty face, but now it's up to you to do the research.
Right.
Do the research, know what you're selling, know what know what you're doing. That's all. It was just a fun video. Half the time I'll think of something in my mind. I'm like, oh, maybe we should discuss this. But then there are times when I'm like, after I put the video on, I'm like, oh my gosh, they totally missed the point. That's not even what I was talking about. And that's probably my fault because I didn't really articulate it in a way that everyone could understand it. And then other times it's like,
it's not your job to assume people are going to take something you say the wrong way. That's on them. And let's take the one you talked about, Patreon.
Oh,
that probably rubbed a lot of people the wrong way, because I feel a lot of the same way. It's like, I'm not going to sit there and ask. Like, I have a Subscribe Star that I just started, but I've never advertised it. I have T-shirts. Some people have bought it, but I don't ever push them. I don't have a Patreon. I have a PayPal. Someone gave me $5 on PayPal. I thought that was pretty cool. Nice. I know. I did it just because I had an empty thing. And they said, you need to put something there. I'm like, I'll put my PayPal. I thought that was pretty neat. But
so I asked my niece that. I was like, should I put my like Cash App or whatever down there? She was like, no, that's tacky. I said, okay. So I just didn't do it. But
she's pretty sharp. She's a sharp kid.
She is. I mean, I don't know. She all right. She all right. That's because she's listening. She's listening. So, but no, with the whole Patreon thing, listen, I can change my mind, right? I may have felt that way last year when I made that video. I could feel differently now. I still don't have a Patreon account. I know why people do it. I get it. It's just that I don't want to hear oh, Liv, why should we have to give you money? You wanted to start this channel, so you should be able to fund it yourself, etc. I don't want to hear all that. So I just, I'm like, if I can't afford it, then I can't afford it. If they don't send it to the channel, then I don't review it. It's as simple as that for me. But I
Right.
understand why YouTubers do it. And
This is not a cheap hobby. Like I don't have
no.
I don't have the bankroll to review. I got like 5 guns. After that, what am I gonna make a video on?
Yeah, you run out of stuff. Like
You-
I'm telling you right now, if Optics Planet didn't send over the stuff that they've sent over,
That's pretty cool. Optics Planet is they're pretty big company. That's the big leagues there, kiddo.
when they called me, I thought it was a prank. I didn't believe it. I didn't believe him. I was on the phone with him for like 45 minutes. I'm like, you're right. And then he sent over the first whatever it was. I don't even know what I reviewed. And I was like, oh, they're serious. But and Olight helps the channel too. They send there, I mean, their flash sales are every month, but I get to keep the lights.
Oh, that's cool.
And then so the lantern that I got.
So that's funny. Your niece was giving you so much grief about no one wants to review flashlights, this and that. Now Olight is one of your biggest sponsors.
Yeah.
See, kids don't know everything.
Let me tell you, when I get my Olight stuff and I put it out on the table, she's like, "Are you serious?" I'm like, "Lainey, I have my flashlights." And she's like, "No one gets excited about flashlights." I'm like, "Yes, they do." She's like, "No, they don't."
I do.
So she couldn't care less about a flashlight. For me, I love when the flashlight comes. I love all the color. I just love them. And then I give them away as gifts and stuff. Like just I gave my mom the old lantern. I gave her that just because my godmother, and she loved it. And then we did a Christmas Secret Santa at work, and I gave whoever my Secret Santa was, I gave him a lantern because they sent me like 3. I gave him one. His daughter has it. She has it in her little Barbie house. She loves it. Right. So those little old flashlights, they be coming in handy.
Yeah, I love flashlights. I have flashlights everywhere. Like in my bedroom, I have 4 or 5. Man, the kitchen, our kitchen, we have one cupboard in the kitchen, just nothing but emergency lights and just stacks of batteries because the kids go through batteries for I don't know what, but we go through a lot of batteries, and we just have a good time. But
and even with Better Holster, like I know I can. They actually said to me, it was like, "You don't want a holster?" I'm like, "I don't carry a lot of different firearms." I'm like, "I don't really need another holster." And they're like, "Okay, you sure?" And I'm like, "Yeah." I only ask when I need. I'm not one of those people that say, "Oh, I can get it for free, so I'm just going to get it." Olight sends it regardless because they do their monthly flash sales.
Right.
Better Holster, unless I'm carrying a particular gun, then I don't need a holster, so I just don't get one. And then as far as like Optics Planet, if I see something that I want, I'll get it. I went, I don't know, maybe 2.5 months where I didn't even request anything from Optics Planet. I was just like, oh, I don't need anything. I don't want to, And then there have been times where I'm like, okay, I want this, I want this, I want this, I want this. And for the most part, they accommodate me. Like listen, I'm grateful. That's why I come on here and I let you guys know I'm grateful. I appreciate it. If it were to stop today, then guess what? Thank you, God, for allowing me to have this opportunity for however long I had it for. And then that's that on that. It's over. Nothing lasts forever. Then I would still be grateful for the companies that help me contribute to this channel. Simple as that. Like, I don't get too high.
That's a big step. That's a big step, because like right now I don't have any sponsors. A holster company had sent me a 5-page thing to fill out where they gave me a holster, then I couldn't talk about any other holsters, and I had to kind of sign my life away. I was like, nah, I'm good.
Yeah, not cool.
I'm cool on that. But it takes a lot of time to put these videos together. And my last 3 just got demonetized. So they're waiting for review. But the last 3 videos I did, and their videos, I'm not even touching a gun in these videos. Nothing. I'm just walking around doing the same thing I've done 80 other videos ago. And they're all demonetized. So
it's weird because with my channel, for the most part, they get demonetized, right? Because it's like, are you dealing with firearms? But I'm in the kitchen. So they're like, oh, that's demonetized. I'm like, okay. So then I'll do a review. And here's what people don't know. Depending on who reviews your video, you potentially can get it monetized. If the person is pro 2A, they'll monetize it. If they're anti 2A, they'll demonetize. Because how do I do videos in my kitchen holding the firearm that I'm holding? This is not a firearm. This is an eyeglass case. Holding the firearm that I'm holding. Same format for almost 4 years. Some of the videos are monetized, some of them are demonetized. And then you take a channel like Justin Opinion. I don't know if you watch him or not.
I'll check it out for sure.
Justin Opinion, he has an awesome channel. I've been watching him before I started my channel. He just posted a video a while ago, a couple of days ago. They demonetized his channel. And he does all of his firearms videos at the range where they want you to do your videos at. They don't want guns in unregulated spaces like a kitchen. They want you to be at the range. So he does all his videos at the range, and they just demonetized his channel. And he just bought all this camera equipment too.
Oh, I watched that video.
It's a good channel.
Yeah, but you know, but don't buy all that. You don't need all that expensive camera equipment and lights. He's already had a pretty good setup.
He did, but I guess he looked at it as an investment, right? Because I mean, I don't know. I can't speak for him, but I assume he looked at it. That's what he said. He was like, it's an investment. Yeah. I've done this, I've done that. And up until that point, he didn't really, I guess there were no red flags, that they just kind of came out of the blue and was like, boom, your whole channel. Like when you see the video and the following video, there are no commercials. Like his channel is demonetized. It's not even like a video is demonetized. The channel is demonetized.
So they didn't give him any warnings?
From what I understand, no.
Oh.
And you have to have, apparently you have to have 100,000 subscribers to even have a
contact. Right.
And he's at 89,000.
Oh man. Well, that's the killer, because I've released a few videos that were demonetized and YouTube won't push them. They say they doesn't matter, but it matters, and those videos die. And I did 3 today. They were all 2 yesterday and 1 today. But this is stuff. One is I'm in Atlanta, just walking around gun stores, not touching a gun, nothing, just looking around 3 different gun stores, and that's it. I review each one. It's about a 12-minute video, demonetized. No cussing, no swearing. I made 1 fat joke, but I'm fat. I can do that. And that's it. Nothing, demonetized. And the other one is I've uploaded this one like 10 times, and I've re-edited it 10 times, and it's just reviewing a little Pinty red dot. I'm not doing anything with it. I put it on the rifle, talk about it, go to the range, shoot a little bit. That's it. Nothing unsafe, no swearing, no cussing, no kids. And then the one today that I did, I went and had a holster made from Reeves Custom Holster, and that got demonetized. But check this out.
Oh yeah, Smash. I love that name, Smash.
A leather hybrid custom with some Kydex. It had a little paddle on the back. This thing is legit. Oh God, it smells like leather. I love leather, but you know, I don't show any guns on the channel. I don't do anything unsafe. And all 3 of those videos. So that video I did today is just me going to a shop and picking up the holster, demonetized. For what? But whatever.
I mean, and I get it. We're on their platform. I'm not arguing that. You know, it's a private platform. Cool, do what you want to do. Just like, you know, I have the same mentality. It's my channel. I do and say what I want to say. So I understand that philosophy. It's my platform. If you don't like it, leave. I get it. That's why I don't trip on YouTube. I just let y'all know, by the way, there's some things I can say. There's some things I can do and cannot do because I don't want to be, you know, caught up, and I don't want my channel flagged. But I said this before. If my channel goes away, then I'm not starting a new channel. Like, it just goes away, you know? I'll be sad. Don't get me wrong, I'll be extremely sad. But then, life keeps moving, right?
If it's demonetized and you already have like 300,000 subs, then it's okay because you have sponsorships and then you're not relying on it. And it doesn't matter if YouTube pushes your videos or not, you're still going to get percentage wise 20, 30, 40,000 views on your video. That's fine.
Yeah.
But if you're under 100,000, YouTube's not going to push your videos and you'll go from maybe 20,000 views to like 200, 300.
Well, honestly, the goal is getting a sponsorship. Like I watch, I'm just like bringing his name up again, but just because I know Johnny and I talk to him a lot, but he has sponsorships. So it doesn't matter it does matter, right? Because everything matters. But if the video gets demonetized, the sponsorship helps because obviously there's some type of monetary value. But like on my channel, I don't have sponsorships like Olay sends me stuff, OptiCleaner sends me stuff, Better Host sends me
They're
stuff.
not cutting you checks though,
Yeah, like you know what I'm saying? So it's like, and it's not even enough to buy ammo. So it's like, okay, whatever, I have to depend on people watching that video.
Yeah, same.
To benefit. And then it's not even and then just like my last few videos, demonetized. It's to the point where now I don't even turn on monetization for any Optics Planet, any old lights, because it automatically demonetizes it. So when I'm uploading a video, I'm like, turn monetization off. I don't even attempt to. Just so you won't even flag my channel for nothing, because I already know you want to demonetize it. So
right. Like I have a meet and greet I'm doing at a gun range this weekend, and it's costing me around $1,000. And that's money.
For a meet and greet?
Yeah, because I got to rent the range, the views, and I'm giving away, ammo and stuff. It's not.
Oh, heck no.
That stuff, all the money I got from YouTube, I just reinvested. I'm not trying to make a fortune on YouTube or anything,
but $1,000?
That ain't cheap. I mean, ammo is a little pricey, and you got to go big or go home. Ain't no one gonna come to my meet just to see me. I'm kidding.
But wait, are they shooting 22 or?
You know it. No, I'm giving away some 9mm bulk packs, and just I got T-shirts made for it.
Why you didn't invite me?
What's that?
Why didn't you invite me?
Why don't you come down? It's Saturday. That's kind of a drive for you. I'm just saying. It's a little bit of a drive. Hey, when are you coming to Texas? Aren't you coming here soon?
Yeah, so I think, okay, so this is what I was going to do. I was thinking about flying, but I don't know. So I talked to my friend and I convinced her to take off work probably the end of June, early July. I don't know if it's either going to be before 4th of July or after. The dates is still, we're working on the dates. But anyway, we're going to road trip and go through several states we've never been to and my niece hasn't gone to. And in each state, get out, have dinner, whatever, walk around, go see something prominent that represents that state, and then move on to the next. So that's the plan. Between now and then, will it change? Probably. But that's the plan.
At the end of June?
But Texas was ultimately the final resting place for us to kind of hang out for a couple of days and then slowly back up north. Huh?
You can come hang out and check out NASA in Houston. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, and the thing is, Texas is so big, like, I don't even know where to go. I know I've been to San Antonio before and loved it, but I only got to stay a day, and I had to go out, but I don't.
Well, if you come the end of June, I'm planning Greg Performance Shooting doesn't know yet, but I was going to plan a meet and greet at Renaissance Gun Range the end of June.
Oh, wow.
Just have some people come out and just shoot steel targets. They have a real nice steel target set up at this gun range, and they're investing quite a bit in the range. So, come out, we're going to do barbecue, hamburgers, whatever, and just have another really fun meet and greet. This is going to be more of you got to sign up and you got to be like a proficient shooter to go kind of thing. But still, most of my viewers, they all think they're proficient shooters. Compared to me, they're probably all much more proficient. I'm still learning, but that's going to be a lot of fun.
I think you said it, Robert said, but I think you guys said it that the barbecue there in Texas is delicious.
Yeah, I was in Memphis, Tennessee, and I went to the most famous place, and it was trash. It was horrible.
What?
Rendezvous, and it's like world famous. It was horrible. It was the worst barbecue in
World
Texas.
famous? Did you see it on like dinners, dive-ins, and dimes
Yeah,
or
like
something?
it's hard to get
Diners,
bad barbecue.
huh?
Wait till you go to a Bucky's out here in Texas. You can walk in. It's a gas station with 120 pumps. It's huge.
What?
It's hard to describe.
Everything is big in Texas, right? That's what you gotta say.
You move here, you get bigger too. Trust me, I know that firsthand. But so it's just I love it here compared to LA. Texas is where it's at. I love this state. I wish I would have moved here a lot sooner.
Yeah.
Oh
Okay.
yeah, I love it. People leave you alone. They stay out of your business, which is nice.
Yeah.
Go on YouTube and tell the whole world your business.
I know. Right.
Yeah, on that video you said that burned your biscuits. I thought that was hilarious. You know what burns my business? Biscuits.
What was it talking about?
There was one where you're talking about uneducated female. At the
What burns my biscuits? Yeah.
Yeah.
Just reading
So
some
is your niece still shooting?
She does occasionally. She's not like if I ask her, "Hey, let's go to the range," she'll go, but not like she used to.
So if she's listening, obviously that'll make your auntie happy. Just ask her to take you to the range.
She's doing her own thing. She's probably in there if she's not napping, but she's low key ear hustling. I already know she is.
So I wonder what kind of reaction her friends got up there when she told her friends she started shooting guns. Because out here, like I said, out here in Texas, it's so normal to go shoot. It's not a big deal.
She told me I don't think she tells her friends, but there was a because when we get stuff, we get patches in the mail, and like Tac Pack would send a bunch of stuff, and we had like rifle patches, and so I gave her a few, and she put it on her book bag, and so like I think she said like a teacher or something was like, "Why do you have a rifle patch on your bag?" And she was like, "Why does it bother you?" So she did tell me that. But most people just leave her alone. But yeah,
I love 2A attitude. I love it.
It's like, how is that bothering you? Like, why does that have a rifle, a patch, little small patch on my book bag? Like, why does that ruffle your feathers? Ruffle your feathers. Yeah, ruffle.
So you're coming down the end of June, huh?
Maybe. I'm telling you, I'm saying this now, but then the time will change. It depends on when my friend can get off. She's working on it now.
Okay. Well, the beginning of June, I'm gonna hammer out a date. It's either gonna be the first weekend of July or the last weekend in June. I'm gonna do the meet and greet. It's probably gonna be like 20 people. Pretty low key, but it's gonna be a lot of fun.
Okay.
It's a day of shooting, hanging out. You don't have to bring anything. Everyone here, I'm sure we have a bajillion guns you can use.
Yeah, I'll let you know. I mean, again, things are probably changing. Like I said, we're driving through, stopping type of deal. And then maybe take 2 or 3 days in Texas and then back up north.
Dang, that's 2 weeks right there.
It's gonna be. We're trying to make it less than 2 weeks. It depends on how long we can get off, but that's why we're planning it now.
Yeah, that's gonna be fun though.
I think it is. I've driven cross country to Cali before, only because my friend at the time was too lazy to ship her car, so we drove it across.
That's a lot of fun.
It was fun.
Yeah, I love it. It's the best. Oh, Renee, don't tell her that. God.
What? Tell me what?
Nothing. He says it's hot.
I already know it's hot, Renee. Like I already know it's. when I went to San Antonio in April and it was hot, and I was like, "Good grief, it's hot out here." I don't know if it was just that week it happened to be hot or.
It's sucky. The first time, so I have a daughter who grew up here with her mother, and the first time I came to visit, I flew out. And I remember walking out of the airport and I was standing behind this bus and I'm like, oh, this bus is so hot and sticky. The bus left and it was still hot and sticky. I'm like, what the heck? It was nasty. So gross.
Yeah, I don't. And that's the thing with me. If you get to know me, I don't like summers and winters. I'm spring and fall. I don't like being extremely hot because I'm very uncomfortable. So when people say, "Oh, let's go to the beach, let's go hang out," I'm like, "Why would you want to hang out in the heat?" Like, if there's shade, yes.
Right.
To sit there and get suntan and just be walking in hella heat at 100 degrees, I'm like, what about that is fun for you? I don't like it, and I don't want to be freezing cold. I don't. Nothing about that is fun. I'm freezing. So if it's not spring or if it's not fall,
Right. Well, let me tell you, the first time I came, like California does have nice beaches, right? Okay, great. They have the beaches are nice. So when I moved to Houston, I went to the Galveston Bay. In Galveston, they get a lot of runoff out of the Mississippi, so it's like dirty brown water. And so I went to the beach, and the water is doo-doo brown, and there's kelp and seaweed all over. They're raking the kelp aside and then laying out. Oh, it was
oh
disgusting.
man,
It was so gross. And I'm like, God, where did I move? This place is nuts. But if you go farther down the coast, then it gets real nice because the water is super warm.
mm-hmm.
So it's all right. It's all right. So what YouTubers do you like now? Like have you seen any YouTubers that stood out in your mind that you're like, that's a pretty good channel besides mine?
Hold on, let me go to my subscriptions here. Just gun channels.
Yeah, just in general, what channel really sticks out? For me, I just discovered that Rex Arms. I really like that channel a lot.
Rex Arms, yeah. I have a lot of, not a lot of, but the ones that stick out. Let me tell you, I've been watching Lucky Gunner Ammo forever, and I don't understand why he doesn't have 1 million subscribers at this point. Lucky Gunner is just, I love that channel. The other channel that I like a few different channels. Most of these guys you already know. I'm gonna try to name a couple that you might not be familiar with that kind of sticks out.
Write these down.
There's this channel. First of all, Alabama Arsenal.
I've watched some of his stuff. I've watched.
You don't like it?
No, I do.
Oh, okay. I'm trying not to name the obvious people, right? Because we know the obvious. I'm gonna tell you another person. Hold on, I'm looking on my laptop. That's why I'm looking down here.
Here, I'll go next. I like this guy called the Gun Drummer, and he
The Gun Drummer?
Oh my goodness, it's so stupid and over the top. So he plays. Every video he has is demonetized because it's like heavy metal. It's all music.
Yep.
So he's out there, and then he picks up these guns and starts shooting. Oh man, I watched every one of his videos straight through. And then I like when he's doing it, he looks at the camera and is like, yeah, what's up?
Yeah. No, I've seen him. I didn't see him on YouTube. I saw him on Instagram.
Yeah.
And I thought it was fascinating.
Hilarious. But he gets a lot of, I think he hooked up right away with a bunch of sponsors. I think CMMG hooked him up with some of those rifles.
Yep, they did. You know who I really like? I don't know his name, but the channel is called 715 Tactical. He has
714 or 715?
715 Tactical. He has about 24,000 subscribers. He's really good. And then there's another Tactical Toolbox. I love his channel.
Yeah.
There are several. I can't name them all, but there's one YouTuber that's been popping up lately.
I get random YouTubers.
Yeah, I get random YouTubers too, but this one YouTuber, her name is Yoki Stirrup.
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
Yoki. Yoke Game is what they say. They call her. But anyway.
She's a little gifted. Yoki Stirrup. Is it the same one I'm thinking about?
I don't know. Is it?
Yoki.
She does like hog hunting.
Yes. Yeah,
Okay.
Yoki
So
stirrup.
so I'm minding my
This
business
girl's a
one
trip.
yeah. So I'm minding my business one day, and YouTube just was started like suggesting all these new YouTubers. So I'm like looking, and she was hunting hogs, and I was like, I like that. For me, it was like fascinating because I said in previous videos, like 2 years ago, I think the video was I want to go hog hunting. I think I said something like that, but I was afraid because I don't want to just be killing animals. And then people were educating me, was like, Liv, these animals are bad and all this other stuff. So I always wanted to go hog hunting. So when I see
Right.
another woman of color hog hunting, I'm like, we do that? I'm like, oh, I didn't know black women hog hunting. Okay, this is cool. So I
I
ended up
like that she wears like gowns and stuff when she's out there. She dresses up to go out. Like,
listen,
okay,
I did not, I was looking like, well, all right then. I just found it to be fascinating because I watched his name used to be Texas Killer. And I think it's now like A Armament or whatever his last name is. But anyway, he's a guy, he's a black guy, and he hunts hogs. So I was like, oh, let me get more information about that. I was like, because and he was saying how of a detriment they are to property land and all
yeah,
this other stuff. So
it's
we don't get to see like people like myself doing that. So I fell in love with his channel. I'm like, oh my gosh, he got all these firearms and he's like out and about and he's on his little 4x4. And I was like, oh, that's interesting. So then of course I see a black woman, and remember, on all of YouTube, you don't really get to see that. And so I saw and I was like, wow. And then she was hunting, she ended up doing like iguanas and just a bunch of other stuff. So anyway, I just happened to be on her channel, and I think in like 30 days, I'm lying, maybe 40 to 50 days, she ended up getting like 40,000 subscribers.
yeah, because she has certain gifts that most guys don't have. And like you said before, the demographic is mostly male. And
Yeah.
if she was all bundled up like an Eskimo, she wouldn't be getting 40,000.
Bundled up like an Eskimo.
You know what I'm saying? So
she's a daredevil. She's a
it
daredevil. I like, and then the editing is uncut, so we're all watching like, oh my
it's
gosh,
not bad. It's not
yeah,
bad.
like, is she gonna make it? So it's fun to watch, but
Yeah, that's a funny channel. It gets the clicks though. It does. It does get the clicks.
but she's who I've been watching lately. And outside of that, I mean, like I said, I watch a bunch of YouTubers that are Guntubers and some who are not. And there are the obvious ones, but she popped up lately. I love Lucky Gunner. And like I said, Alabama Arsenal. I've always loved that channel. But there's a bunch.
Yeah, I really. You know what's funny? If you look at a channel like FPS Russia, who hasn't put up a video in years and years and years, do you know that story of that guy?
Who?
FPS Russia.
No. What
So
happened?
this guy, he just faked a Russian accent and he hooked up with a gun shop in his local town that had some really cool guns, and he made a fortune, and just as a joke. And then I guess he pissed off the ATF. They raided his house and he went to jail on like a weed charge. So they took all his guns and everything. And he hasn't uploaded a video in like 5 years, 6 years, and he still gets 1 million views a month. It's bananas.
Wait, time out. What did he do with the ATF to make them come raid his house?
Well, it's because he had access to a lot of crazy guns, like bazookas, tanks, like rocket launchers, flamethrowers. If when you watch his channel, you're like, this is pretty funny. But yeah, he faked a Russian accent, and I thought it was hilarious. But
Why? Like, so he's currently in jail?
no, he got out a little while ago. Now he just does like video game streams with his buddies.
Oh my gosh, that's awful. But just because he had access to it, did he break any laws though?
They found a little bit of weed, and they found like a suppressor that wasn't registered or something. They found, they can find stuff.
Yeah, they could find stuff.
Once they get in your house, that's a wrap.
And so wait, so there was no, what was it? The Fourth Amendment. There was nothing to stop them. They just barged in
Well,
there.
they had the weed charge to search the house,
Oh,
and then they well, since we're in the house, let's just make sure everything is registered and up to they got them. They found some stuff.
oh man. There was something else I was going to tell you too. Um, there was somebody who made a comment. I thought I forgot what it was. Um, Dang it! Now I'm trying to go back. Oh, you know what YouTuber I used to watch all the time, and then they disappeared from YouTube, and I was feeling some kind of way. KS Gun Guy. Did you ever watch it?
Maybe.
Listen,
Is his
his
channel still
production,
up?
huh?
Is his channel still up?
His channel's still up. His production was top notch. And we talked a couple of times, and I guess he just needed some time off, and he just disappeared. And I was like, I miss his production on YouTube because it was quality production. And yeah, KS Gun Guy, that's his name. He's no longer on there. Occasionally he'll pop up out of the blue, but
So here, let me tell you one guy that has the best intro of any gun tuber, and he's not a big gun tuber. His name is Mr. Big Kid.
Mr. Who?
Mr. Big Kid. But if you look at his intro, it's sick. He used
Mr.
to, yeah. So he used to review a lot of cameras, and stuff, so he has the cinematography on point. And that's another thing too. You see a lot with these gun tubers is like, man, check your audio, guys. At least try and make it better. But this guy has the best intro I've seen, hands down.
I'm gonna have to check it out when I'm not on live with you. But Mr. Big Kid. But that I will say this: when I first started my channel, I didn't have a lot of editing. I didn't have any editing skills whatsoever. So I used to, I'll record something if the video was 7 or 8 minutes long and I messed up at the 5 minute mark, I would start the video over.
No, you wouldn't.
Yeah, because I didn't know how to edit. So then I came to a point where I got tired of doing that. So I would record the video, and if I made a mistake, there was no way to edit it out. I would just have to say, "Oh, I'm sorry, I made a mistake," and then I would have to correct whatever it was that I made a mistake about. Then my niece was like, "That's not going to work. You have got to figure it out. You got to learn a new skill." And I was like, "I don't have time to learn a new skill. Like, I only have my weekends to record. I'm not going to learn a new skill." So she was like, "All right, well, if you want people to watch your videos, you're going to have to edit all that misinformation out, all that, errors out, and then you're going to have to make it a little more concise." And then I didn't have a tripod. I had my laptop, and I posted up my cell phone on my laptop. So whenever I would put my elbows on the table, the back of the laptop would shake, which would shake the camera.
I noticed that, yeah.
And
That's cool.
and then my niece was like, "Olivia," I was like, "I don't care." She was like, "Okay, no problem." She was like, "But if you want people to look at your videos, you got to clean that out." So eventually I bought a tripod and I learned how to edit. I taught myself how to edit and add music, add the footage of me shooting while I'm speaking. Like, I learned how to blur out faces. I had that one incident at the range where I had to blur out the face. I didn't have to blur out the face. I could have got the faces in there. But so I had to learn that. And it took a lot of time. So when people ask me, I have a couple of friends. Like, I have this one friend that's like, "Oh, Liv, you do a YouTube video. I mean, you have a YouTube channel. I want to start my own YouTube channel. I could do this, I could do that." I'm like, "Hear you now." I'm like, "You know how to edit?" I'm like, "Do you have a passion for something?" "Yeah, I have a passion for this." I said, "Okay." And I gave her a task. She couldn't even finish the task. I'm like, "There's no way you'll have longevity on YouTube. There's no way." I'm like, "You're not even disciplined to do this."
YouTube
like,
burnout is real.
I woke up and have a couple of thousand subscribers. I'm like, "No, you got to put in the work." And I'm like, and then you don't have to put in the work when you're excited and you're motivated. That'll last 6, 7 months to a year. You have to put in the work where you have YouTube burnout, where you don't feel like posting a video. That's when you have to get up and put the work in.
100%.
People don't understand that. They just look up and they see, "Oh, you have a following." It's like, yeah, I was doing videos when no one was watching me. I was running to trying to find something to put together just to talk about it to make it interesting. I'm like, you gotta put some effort into it.
Yeah. Yeah. Everyone talking about FPS wrestling in the chat. His channel. So he just made up that accent one day, and it hit. He was one of the first people to do like crazy stuff.
Is
And
he still on? I want to go like look at
oh,
his
you can
show.
watch his old videos. Hilarious.
Hold on, what is it?
I can't. Yeah, like right here. I can't believe he didn't kill himself many times over, because sometimes he'll blow something up and then you'll see shrapnel go right at the camera past his head.
What
Like,
is it? Is FP what?
Frank Peter Sam, FPS Russia.
Oh, FPS Russia.
I
Oh,
wish
here
he'd start his channel again. God, it was so good. It's like the Dave Chappelle effect. It's like, God, I wish he would start that show again.
Oh, he has like almost 7 million subscribers.
Yeah, completely demonetized, but he still gets a ton of views every month. It's bananas.
His last video was 5 years ago.
Right. They went to prison.
Oh no. You say he faked the Russian accent? That is
Yeah, that's a fake accent. Because if you listen to him now, it's just he just talks and just hangs out. But
Wait, what did Robert say? Robert said, I go into a 32 icon rant just like Tools. I go into a rant. What was I ranting about? What was I just ranting about?
no
Oh,
one can do it like Tools.
huh?
Tools will rant about not having toilet paper in the bathroom for 5 hours. And that's another thing.
Yes, I guess sometimes I do go into rants, right? I guess. I don't know. I guess if something's on my mind, I have to get it out. Yeah, I gotta look at that. I gotta look at FPS and I gotta look at the Mr. Big. What was it?
So the Mr. Big Kid, if you watch his last like 5 or 6 videos, his production value has gone through the roof. His lighting is perfect. His audio is super crispy.
Yeah.
And you could tell. And then if you look at a lot of his earlier videos, he used to review cameras, and he has some Canons, he has some real high dollar stuff. So it's a lot easier. I'm over here with my cell phone going, man, I bought a slider. I got some extra tripods now, and I'm trying to do it a little bit better. So when I get that lucky break, when Ruger or Springfield or Smith & Wesson sends me that first gun to review, I'm on it. Like me on a cupcake. I'm on it.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I just do I have the natural lighting from the sunlight that comes into the kitchen.
That's the best kind.
My tripod and my camera. That's it. Listen, if you come into my channel for production, you at the wrong channel. It's just not going to happen. I got basic. This is the basic package, okay?
But you're at that level now, Mrs. 50K. Now you're at almost 60.
Listen, I've seen channels with way more subscribers than me that don't even have a decent background.
Oh, you know who my favorite YouTuber is?
Thank you, Robert. I appreciate that. After you said I went on a rant.
So look, you know what my favorite YouTuber, my guilty pleasure, is this guy called Camping with Steve. All he does is camp where he's not supposed to, and he gets millions of views.
Oh, yeah?
And it's just like, I'm going to go camp behind this sign, the side of the road, stealth camp. Okay. And he's just a real fun guy to watch. I watch every video he posts. It's so stupid. But
I'm telling you, I've seen YouTubers that have like 150,000 subscribers that have like the worst setup than I do, but people like their channel for whatever reason. And I look and I'm just like, oh, well, if they can do it, then I'm not. Listen, I don't, even if I wanted to, I don't have the time. I don't have the time. Like I do my videos for whatever I'm reviewing on the weekend.
Yeah.
I'm definitely not doing it when I get home from work. Are you kidding me? Absolutely not. And so they'll only have Saturday and Sunday. That's it. And sometimes on a Saturday, I just watch Netflix. I just relax. I chill. I don't want to do nothing. There are times that I'll sit like whatever products I need to review, I'll sit them at the table and I say, okay, I have to get X, Y, and Z done, or I'll bring them down to the basement. And sometimes I'll look over at it and I'm just like, I don't feel like going to the range to do that today. I just don't. And so I won't. And so now I would have to literally learn how to do all this new production and learn these new skills. I'm just not going to do it.
Yeah. So how do you get around YouTube burnout? I haven't faced it yet, but if I keep getting demonetized, I think I don't know what I'm gonna do because I spent a lot of hours putting these videos together. I'd hate to do it just for nothing. Because if being monetized isn't a big deal, but for the fact that YouTube will kill that video and won't push it, that's the bummer. Like to do a video only a couple hundred people see compared to like usually it's like 10,000 or whatever. That's a bummer to me. So I don't know what I'm gonna do.
Well, I mean, I'm not gonna lie. In maybe my almost 4 years of being on YouTube, I took two respective 2 weeks off. Like I didn't do anything. And I was like, I need to do something. And people were sending me emails like, hey, 32 Icon, are you okay? Is everything all right? And I was like, oh, you actually care about me. Thank you. But they were looking for a video. And I'm like, I don't feel like doing a video. Like I just didn't feel like doing it. So I took my 2 weeks off and then I came back and I was refreshed. Now, some people take longer than 2 weeks. I just think that you do need some time, but once you find a video that you're motivated about,
yeah,
you got to do it. And I understand like it's probably going to be demonetized, but according to the people that I'm reading in the comment, like they like you, so they don't care whether you're. I mean, they care.
No, I got it. That's why I have really cool guests on. They need to like my guests. They're not going to stick around to see me.
No, but I'm saying like they want to see your video. In their mind, they're not thinking, oh, Smash is putting in a whole bunch of time. This video that he releases might be demonetized. They don't care. They want to see you in that ammo run. They want to see you going into Academy. They want to see you giving away stuff. They want to see you out and about in the streets. That's what they've come to know and appreciate on your channel. So when you think about that, like, oh, I really don't feel like doing this, but they want to hear from me. I got 11,000 subscribers and they want to hear from me. So, all right, let me give them a video. That's how you got to get around it because YouTube burnout is serious.
I haven't faced it yet. So far, I'm still just as excited doing these videos. It's just a bummer. Like it takes hours to edit some of this stuff together because I BS so much. I got to cut half of my junk out. Like out the Atlanta trip, I had a 20-minute video and I'm like, oh, this is too long. So I cut a ton of it out down to like 12 minutes.
Yeah.
Like that's just too much. I can't stand myself for 12 minutes. I might expect somebody else. I'm like, 12 minutes is my cap.
Yeah, you know what? I do that too. I could be a little chatty Cathy in my videos. And I've even made jokes like, okay, I know y'all want me to get to the video. Okay, I'm coming.
You know, the personality though. That's what draws you in. Your very first video gets somebody hooked right away because you're like, hey, I'm just gonna do this YouTube thing. If you like it, cool. If not, see you later. I was like, I can respect that.
Yeah, I mean,
the fact that you know what you're talking about, that's what really pulled me in because I'm like, there's a lot of people out there, guys and girls alike, that do these videos. I don't know half of what I'm talking about sometimes, but they just don't know what they're talking about. And when you went through your entire EDC bag, this is what I have, this is what I have it done. Very organized. I was like, man, she's got it. She's gonna be big.
I need to redo my EDC bag. Actually, I need to redo it, and I need to get another bag for my car. Well, I have it. I just have to redo it. And I actually have my niece. I make her have a bag just to have. But it's weird because one time I was at work and I was going for a job interview, and I was like, I didn't want to leave my job. I couldn't get dressed at my job, right? So I had to like switch my clothing around. I like jumped in my car. I had my deodorant, my little powder. I had my shirt, my socks. Like those bags come in handy. I had a little comb. I could get my hair right. And then I went to my interview, changed, came back to work like nothing happened. But those EDC bags come in handy. They come in handy
too. Actually, you don't want to show up to work dressed too nice. People know what's up. They're like, "Where were you just at? Nowhere."
Right, nowhere.
I was at a funeral in a green shirt. He was a Irish.
Listen, and those old light flashlights that I have, like I have them in the car, have them in the bag. I have one on my lamp. Like They come in handy. The other day I was looking for something in my car, and I turned on my overhead, but I got out and it fell on the ground. Girl, listen, I looked right at my little armrest, took that little O light out, flashed that little joint around. Those lights come in handy. So I try to keep everything, that I would need. A little I have my what is it? My CRKT Fulcrum 2, my little knife comes in handy. I use light knives and flashlights more than anything else.
Where my keys at?
Oh, you gotta have it.
I always have that little SOG Armory little keychain knife. I use that like every single day, and it's $8. And that I've gone through a bunch of them. I churn through those things.
Yeah, no, seriously. And then I open a lot of boxes. So I use my knife and my flashlight more than I use anything. I use as much as I use my key to get into the house every day. Right. Seriously. So they come in handy for me.
Well, I don't want to keep you too much longer because I know it's hopefully this won't be the last time you come on. But yeah. Man, I can't tell you, like, from day one, I got across your channel. When did I find you? About 3 months ago. It was around Christmas time. It was like right before Christmas, a little bit longer than 3 months. And I'm like, man, this girl knows what she's talking about. And that's awesome. I've watched a lot of your videos, and I ran it as soon as I thought you might come on. I ran it all the way back, and I watched a lot of your videos.
Well, thanks for the views. Listen, I'm not gonna lie. There's sometimes I don't get it right? There are sometimes I misspeak, and I don't recognize it until I'm doing the editing portion. And clearly, I'm not going to redo the video. So I'll what?
You remember the BLM land? And you're like, Black Lives Matter land. I fell off of my chair. And they're like, why don't you go hunt on the BLM land? And you're like, Black Lives Matter.
Oh my God. What was it? Bureau of Land Management or something like that?
Bureau of Land Management. And you're like, is someone messing with me?
Dude, I'm like, BLM. I'm like, Black Lives. I didn't know what to think because I've never heard it in that, I guess, the way they phrased it. And I'm like, oh, it was. And then it
was your expression too. I literally fell on the floor. I was laughing so hard. Oh my God.
That was hilarious. That was hilarious. Oh my God. I was like, why are they talking about Black Lives Matter in my comment section? He was not talking about Black Lives Matter. I know he was looking at me like, hello? So there are times that I do get it wrong, but I try to, I try to be honest, or I correct my mistake, or I put it in the description. And sometimes I just misspeak, or sometimes I just don't know. So I'll say I don't know, And I have pretty good subscribers. They'll hit me up in the comments and be like, oh, Liv, it was X, Y, and Z, or, you meant to say blah, blah, blah. So I will say that my subscribers are pretty helpful. They've taught me a lot too.
Yeah, I'm still learning every day. Like it's a marathon. It's not a race.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you've been doing this 4 years. I'm on my 5th month, and I learn new stuff all the time.
5th month with over 11,000 subscribers. Look at you.
It's just ammo stuff. But I want to do different things.
Like what?
Like this. I want to be like the Joe Rogan of the Guntube world. I dig this quite a bit. Like just
got the same, profile going on right here.
I used to be bald by choice. I tried to grow it out a few years ago, and
it looks good.
It's well, I don't have any dents. That's the nice part. Some people, you ever seen a bald guy with a lot of dents in their head? You're like, come on, bro, just grow it out. Wear a hat.
Listen, I don't judge anybody, right? If they
before you come down on your trip, you got to come down, and then I'll plan the event around your visit, because I'm sure you got a lot of people in Houston and in Texas that want to come out and say what's up. That'd be a lot of fun.
It would be. I just don't. I will know when it's closer to that time, but I'll definitely let you know.
Yeah. So like, let's do this again, like in June or something.
Okay. I know you probably didn't think I was going to do it. I kept telling you like,
no, you're busy. No, you're just busy. That's totally fine.
Okay. Yeah, we'll figure it out. I have no problem with that.
Nice. Well, again, thank you guys so much for coming in and watching me babble on. And if you're not a subscriber to 32 Icon, her link is in the description of this video. Please subscribe to her channel. We got to get her over the 60K mark before her trip. Actually, you know what? If you keep going at your rate, you'll be at almost 70 by your trip. That's crazy.
I don't post enough videos anymore.
You're gonna get that 100,000 subscriber plaque pretty soon.
Dude, I'm gonna put it right there. Right, I'm gonna move that cutting board. I just made a video on this right before I got on. I was doing a random video, and I said I want to get to 100K so I can replace it right there and put it right there.
Yeah. So the first video I watched, I saw your golf trophy up there. I'm like, what is that all about?
It's not even a trophy. I got that at Raymore and Flanagan, and I love golf. It's just decor. And so when I saw it, I was like, oh, wonderful. And I got it.
People don't understand golf. It's a lot of fun, and you hate it and love it at the same time. And it's really who you're with. Like, I've had the worst game ever, but I'm with a fun group of people. It's the best day.
Yeah.
So
no, seriously, golf, I would do it every day with the right person. Now, if you go by yourself, eventually it does get boring. And I did go through that period where I was by myself all the time, and it was boring. But when I was out with my buddies, oh my gosh, I can golf all day.
Right. And then, do you guys have Top Golf up there?
I heard of it, but I don't know. I don't know if they have it here, but I've heard of it.
That's a party. They sell more alcohol in Texas than any other restaurant. Fun fact.
Yeah.
Because it's,
I don't think we have that then.
It's 3 stories, and there's a full bar on each one. And it is a blast.
Then yeah, we don't have that.
And you're hitting off the mat, so every shot looks great. It's so easy.
I don't like you know what? When you get better, I'm gonna tell you one thing. When you get better, you don't like hitting off mats.
I know.
It bends your irons.
It messes you up.
It stains them. Yeah. When you become good, not good, but if you're shooting in your 80s, you're not hitting off mats. Like, you're actually annoyed by mats.
Well, there's clubs there that you use, and that's why I just use the driver. If I go there, I just hit the driver all the time. Just practice my drives. Because you're right, I'm not going to be digging into the mat, because it'll give you a false sense of you think you're good, because you're like, oh, I hit off.
Yeah.
I was hitting great. And you go out there and you just eat it.
Yeah. And you a whole bunch of divots.
Drink in one hand, swinging clubs in one, just having a great time. I practice my Happy Gilmore swing. It's the best. But yeah, like I said, thank you so much for coming on. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me. Thank you to your guests and all the people who commented. And of course, we couldn't address everything, but I do appreciate you guys commenting, supporting us, supporting Smash. Like, we got to do this again. At some point we will, I guess June-ish, sometime we'll figure it out.
Will be flat. It's going to be a lot of fun. If you come down, we'll make a party. We'll have a welcome to Texas shootout. There you go.
Look at you on the brainstorming.
We'll raffle off, like, whoever can shoot steel at 100 yards gets like a free box of ammo or something.
Oh yeah, look at that.
I mean, I'm hoping the ammo situation will get better by then, but it's not looking like it. Texas, it's fine. Houston, it's great. We can go any day and get a couple 100 rounds of 9. It's no big deal.
But at what price?
Store price? Like
9mm, $35 for 50
oh
rounds.
No. 9mm is $18.50 a box, $18.55. Academy. So
Bass Pro's the same. Bass Pro's the same. But if you go to the local gun stores, you're looking at $35, $40.
Yeah, that's a whole nother discussion. These gun stores, I want to support them, but they are ridiculous with these ammo prices.
I can't pay for your boat.
Right.
I can't pay for your kids' tuition. I just can't. I can't.
So, like this, 200 rounds. 200 rounds of Monarch brass. I think this is $64. 200 rounds.
200 rounds?
I got 10 of these.
Okay. Look at you.
This Blazer 9mm, they'll correct me in the chat if I get it wrong. I think this is $18.99 or $18.50 for 50 rounds. It's not too bad.
Is that 115 or 124?
That's 124.
Okay.
So,
I love 124.
And,
listen, let me tell you, Arms Core is my favorite ammo company.
Right.
And I reached out to them.
Yeah. Ammo sponsor.
They're
Unless
like,
you're
excuse
Hickok
me, what?
45 or Colion Noir, I don't know. I don't know if
Listen, let me tell you, I knew they weren't, but the mentality I had, well, it's already a no, so you might as well confirm the no by sending the letter, and they confirmed it by not even responding.
I know it. I've reached out to every single manufacturer recently, this last 2 weeks. No dice. Well, Mantis sent me the X10 to review.
Oh, okay.
I don't
Yeah.
know if I have to give it back. I didn't read that far into the email.
I
Maybe.
like Orange Core and I like PPU, the blue box.
Oh, yeah. Privy
I think
partisan,
because,
right?
yeah. I mean, I like a lot of M. Federal, I love Federal. But like Arms Core, for whatever reason, something about that ammo, I love to shoot it. And yeah, so we'll see. But I think at this time, unless you are like Hitchcock 45, you're not getting free ammo. It's just
Oh,
not.
don't say Hitch. I got chewed up in the comments for calling him Hickok. Hitchcock. It's Hickok.
Oh, it's Hitchcock? What is it?
It's
Hick or Hitch?
HIC. Hickok 45. Don't say Hitch. I call him Hitchcock 45. People were talking smack. I got like 10 messages. Pronounce his name right, bro. Sorry. I was like, dang, my bad. It's Hickok, not Hitch.
Hickok. My bad. Okay, good to know.
Whatever. People
All these years.
Like in one of my videos, I ran a stop sign in a parking lot, which, by the way, you do not have to stop for. I had so many people point that out. Like, bro, why don't you stop for that stop sign?
That's what I'm saying. Like some people just overreach in the comments. They overreach.
I love it. I love these guys though. They're the best.
Oh, so they weren't doing it to like they were just ragging on you. They weren't.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I thought they were trying to tell you what's best for you and that sort of thing.
What can you do?
Oh, okay. Nah, you're. I'm looking at your comments. Like your guys, they seem pretty fun, and I wasn't sure what I was gonna get when I came over here. I said that to you. I was like, I don't know about your audience. I don't know what I'm gonna get.
Yeah, Robert pointed out I was driving with an expired tag on the truck too for like a month. I had it, I just didn't put it on the window. Tons of comments like, bro, your tags are expired. It just flashed like real quick in one video, and everybody noticed it.
Oh, goodness.
I know. People notice everything.
Detectives, yeah.
They are detectives.
So anyway. All right. Well, thank you guys. I appreciate it. I'm glad we got to chat.
Awesome. And then, hey, real quick, make sure you subscribe to 32 Icon. Her link is in the description of this video, this live. And if you're not a subscriber of mine, please hit the subscribe button. I'd greatly appreciate it. You could always unsubscribe if you want to. Please don't. Please don't.
No, don't. We got to get you at 12. You're close.
I know. You know what's crazy? I was going up like 100 subscribers a day for like 2 months, and then it just blah.
Yeah. I said in my video today, I was like, I was cruising in 2020, and then 2021 hit, and I've been stuck at 50. Well, I'm at 59 now, but 58 to 59. I've been here for 4 months. I can't quite get over the hump.
You'll do it. Maybe this video will do it. Everybody, please go subscribe now, so I'm not a liar.
But thank you guys for watching. I don't want to hold you much longer. Look, I'm like doing my outro. Thank you guys for subscribing. I hope you're doing well. Treat one another with kindness.
I love your intro and your outro. What is that?
Listen, let me I know we keep saying we're gonna leave, but let me tell you about my intro real quick before I leave. It was basically like, hey, what's up? You know, blah blah blah. But then I got to the point where I was like, oh, I'm just another YouTube personality. So take what I say with a grain of salt. Because there were a couple of people that were in the comment saying all sorts of stuff. And I'm basically like, listen, do your own research. Take what I say with a grain of salt. I'm not the law. I don't know everything verbatim. So if you find something that I misspoke about or I gave misinformation about, do your own research. So that's where that came from. The second part of that intro.
But I like to think, what do you do at the end? You do the wing?
Oh, yeah, just kind of like a smart aleck.
I love it. I love it. I love it. But anyway, thank you guys so much. I appreciate it. And we're going to do this again soon.
Awesome. Thank you so much.